Hi everybody, welcome back to another voiceover video. Today I will be talking about the season of the 2014 Ohio State Buckeyes and their forgotten season and what happened all that season. So with that being said, let's start this off. The previous year the Buckeyes finished with a 12-2 record with losses from Michigan State in the Big Ten Championship and a very, very close game to Clemson in the Orange Bowl. The Buckeyes always have high hopes for their team, and the next season fans were wondering if they could compete with big teams such as Alabama or Oregon and FSU, and if they did even make it that far, could they beat those teams?
The news would get worse, as in the offseason, Braxton Miller will be pronounced with a torn labrum in his throwing shoulder and would miss the entire 2014 season. They would have to rely on rookie freshman J.T. Barrett. His weapons that would consist of Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Thomas, Devin Smith, Evan Spencer, Curtis Samuel, Jalen Marshall, and Johnny Dixon on the offense. Their defense would consist of All-American Joey Bosa, Von Bell, Joshua Perry, Michael Bennett, Eli Apple, and plenty more. They would also still have Urban Meyer at this time, and defensive coach would be Luke Fickell, one of the greatest ever. They started the year at the 5th seed in the AP poll. In week 1 of the college football season, the Ohio State Buckeyes would play Navy and beat them 34-17, giving them their first win in this season. In week 2, they would play against Virginia Tech and get shocked by losing 35-21 and move to the 22nd seed in the AP poll. In week 3, they played Kent State and blew them out 66-0 for a big bounce-back win for the Bucks. Weeks 4, 5, and 6 were all blowouts by OSU, beating Cincinnati 50-28 in week 4, 52-24 against Maryland in week 5, and 56-17 against the Rutgers in week 6, and would slide right to the 13th seed.
They would beat Penn State in week 7, 31-24, and then in week 8, they would beat Illinois 55-14, putting them at the 14th seed. Week 9 was the biggest matchup for Ohio State. They would go up against Michigan State, who beat them in last year's Big Ten Championship. OSU was looking for a rematch and got it. This time Ohio State came out on top 49-37, giving them momentum and putting them at the A seed. In week 10, they would beat Minnesota 31-24 and then beat Indiana 42-27 in week 11. And then in week 12, they'd play their rival Michigan, beat them 42-28. But late in the fourth quarter, this happened.
With a second down and 1. And Barrett in trouble in the backfield is brought down for a loss by Ojemudia. Some pushing and shoving after the play. We haven't seen a lot of extracurricular activity in this game, as Barrett still down for Ohio State.
He got bent back pretty significantly when he went down.
Is the next man up. Oh man, look at the legs there, with Ojemudia having made the tackle, and boy, that looks bad.
J.T. Barrett would suffer a broken ankle on this play and have to miss the rest of the season. They would turn to second-year sophomore from Glenville High School, Cardale Jones. He didn't have much experience playing on the field in college because he only threw 2 passes in 2013. They would play 11th-ranked Wisconsin in the Big Ten Championship, and Cardale would lead them to a 59-0 blowout. Fans still wouldn't know what was up ahead for this Buckeyes team. After this game, they would be ranked 5th. Considering this was the start of the college football playoff era, they would have to select 4 teams to make it to the playoffs. With Ohio State sitting at the 5th seed, they needed a miracle to be in the top 4. And, well, They got it.
So, who will play Alabama? And it will be the Buckeyes of Ohio State, champions of the Big Ten.
This would bump TCU and Baylor to the 5th and 6th seed. That would mean Ohio State would face number 1 ranked Alabama on January 1st, 2015 in New Orleans in the All-State Sugar Bowl. You could not sleep on this Alabama team. They were consisted of Blake Sims at QB, next year's Heisman winner Derrick Henry, Amari Cooper, TJ Yeldon, and Landon Collins, and many, many more. This was also coached by Nick Saban. And of course, Alabama were clear favorites for this Sugar Bowl. Alabama started off with the ball, but OSU would get it back from a punt. Then Zeke would take this ball 54 yards and give him good field position at the 5-yard line. This would lead to a field goal and give Ohio State a 3-0 lead. OSU would get the ball back from another punt, and Zeke would have another open hole, but then Eddie Jackson forced a fumble that was picked up by Landon Collins. This would lead to a 25-yard Derrick Henry touchdown, giving Alabama a 7-3 lead. OSU would score another field goal, making it 7-6. Alabama would respond with a fake pitch to Derrick Henry and a 15-yard pass to Amari Cooper for another touchdown. A couple punts later, Cardale Jones would throw a pass that would be intercepted by Cyrus Jones and be returned to the 15-yard line. They would convert on a 4th down, and then TJ Yeldon would run this 1-yard touchdown, making it 21-6. Zeke would cut the score in half when he would run for a 3-yard touchdown, making it 21-13. Alabama would have to punt, and then with a minute left, this happened.
Time being wasted. Jones steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run with it, straight ahead, and he's still running with it. Cardale Jones inside. If at all possible, with 19 seconds left. End around, and now a pass coming up. Spencer to the end zone. Thomas.
Did he get a foot down?
Yes, touchdown. Yes.
This play would not fool Alabama, but Michael Thomas made sure he got a foot down, in which you could see in these replays he did. This would make it a 1-point game for Alabama, and OSU would get ball at half. And on a 3rd and 8, this also happened.
5 out of 6 when it's 3rd and 8 or more. Jones waited to the last minute and let it fly, and he's got Devin Smith. Touchdown!
Devin Smith catching this ball made it a 27-21 lead for the Buckeyes. They would try to make it get insurance, and, well, Steve Miller had something in mind.
Sims, quick throw, intercepted. Picked off by Steve Miller. Miller, defensive lineman dream. Touchdown.
Alabama had no answer to Ohio State. They could just not stop them. This would make it a 34-21 lead. Alabama responded with this running touchdown from Blake Sims, making it a 34-28 game. Some good defense followed by Alabama and OSU from this Von Bell interception. More punts would follow, and then with exactly 3 minutes and 54 seconds, OSU needed insurance because Alabama was gaining on them, but this play sealed the deal.
They can run about 20 seconds off the clock here.
Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him? No, they can't. Touchdown.
This is the longest play from scrimmage Alabama has led this whole season, 85 yards to be exact, for the knockout punch for OSU. Alabama would not go down without a fight, though. They would get a 5-yard touchdown pass to Amari Cooper to make it a 42-35 game, and they would get the ball back with one chance to tie it, but with time winding down, Alabama did have to take a shot.
Maybe the last play. Sims. Deep. Hail Mary. Not answered. Intercepted. Ohio State's going to win it.
OSU just went to New Orleans to upset the favorites to win the national championship. Zeke set a career high and Sugar Bowl high 230 yards rushing. This was a huge win because not only are they in the national championship, but they have momentum. And they would face Heisman winner Marcus Mariota's Oregon Ducks in the national championship for a very good matchup.
The Oregon Ducks football team was led by Heisman winner Marcus Mariota, Royce Freeman, Byron Marshall, Devin Allen, Darren Carrington, Peroa Brown, Troy Hill, and coached by Mark Helfrich. On Monday of January 12th at 8:30, this game would start in a very anticipated matchup with the first national championship in the college football era. Oregon took an early lead from the 7-yard pass by Mariota, making it a 7-0 ball game. After that touchdown, Zeke ran for a 33-yard rushing touchdown to the house to make it a 7-7 ball game. OSU would score again from a 1-yard reception by Nick Vanette, making it 14-7, and then Cardale Jones would scramble for another TD to put OSU up 21-7. Oregon would get a field goal, and that would put the Bucks up 21-10 at half. OSU would get the ball at half, and Cardale Jones would throw this interception off the hands of Jalen Marshall into the hands of Danny Mattingly. This would lead to a 70-yard pass from Marcus Mariota to Byron Marshall and make it a 16-21 game. OSU would make things interesting as Cardale Jones would run out of the pocket and throw and fumble this, actually, giving Oregon good field position for a field goal, which would make it 21-20.
Zeke didn't like this comeback starting. At the end of the third quarter, he'd run for a 9-yard rushing touchdown to make it 28-20. He'd get the ball back, and he would get this 1-yard rushing touchdown, making it 35-20. He was not done yet. With 50 seconds left, he would run for his 4th touchdown of the game, making it 42-20, and this seemed to be the outcome.
Escapes. This will be the final play of the game. Heaves it, and it's not fitting. It ends with an interception. And the Ohio State Buckeyes are the first national champions of the playoff era.
OSU had just beaten 2 of the best teams in college football with their 3rd-string quarterback. Zeke would be named the game's MVP with a career-high 36 carries for another career-high 246 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. It was a literal Buckeye bash. I wish I watched these games when this happened live, but I was in 4th grade and only 9 years old when this happened. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't even know what the BCS playoffs were, and I didn't even know what this college football thing was. I remember going to bed when Alabama was beating them like 21-6 because I thought it was no chance we'd come back. And plus, I think I did have school the next day. If I could go back in time and witness this in real time, that'd be a lifelong dream. Anyways, I wish you guys appreciate this video. I'm sorry it took forever to make. With school starting up and having to do online school, and now we're officially going back, it's been rough, and I haven't had much time. Plus, baseball and the MLB season and NFL season and everything. And yeah, but there's gonna be more videos coming up, and I promise there will not be another month stretch with no videos. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to go sub and turn on post notifications for every time I make a video like these. Anyways, this is the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.